Hi guys, this is another yoga video. It's another yin yang class, and this class is based around back bends. So it's a gentle class, but if you have any problems with your lower back, just take it easy with some of the back bends, but I will give different options if you want to go a bit lighter or a bit deeper. Okay, so we'll start sitting comfortably on the mat. So you can sit with crossed legs or however you want to sit. Rest your hands on your legs or your knees. Close your eyes and try to relax, bringing your focus inside, figuring out how you're feeling today. Connecting with your body. Scanning your body for any areas of tension or pain. And also scanning your mind and seeing how you're feeling today in your mind. Lots of people are feeling understandably quite stressed at the moment, so just connect with how you're feeling and what you need from these yoga sessions. Try to relax around your face, relax your head and your neck, but make sure you're sitting nice and straight and tall, so your back is straight, shoulders are open. And bring your focus to your breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. A long exhale. Breathing in, and you can count to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 4. Feel the movements in your body as you breathe in and out. Notice your chest and your belly rise as you inhale. And notice them fall as you exhale. So focusing on the breathing, focus on your counting in your head. And notice if you have any thoughts coming into your mind. Notice them, let them go. You can pick them up later. Bring your focus back to your breathing. And deep breathing like this actually calms your central nervous system, so it calms your heart rate down, and it's really calming if you're feeling stressed or anxious. So you can always practice this at home if you feel a bit overwhelmed at the moment. Just sit quietly and focus on your breathing for a few minutes. And you can open your eyes and take a deep breath in and lift your arms up over your head. And breathe out, folding forward, bringing your hands onto the floor, relaxing your head and neck. Breathe in, coming all the way back up. And breathe out, relaxing your arms, and take your hands together behind you, so interlace your fingers. And breathe in, lift the arms behind you, arch your back, look up. Turn to the right and breathe out, fold forward over your right knee. Breathe in, coming back up. Twist to the left and breathe out, coming down over your left knee. Breathe in, coming up, arch the back, look forward. And breathe out, releasing the arms and roll your shoulders. breathe in, arms above the head. Breathe out, fold forward, hands come onto the ground. Breathe in, arms above your head. Breathe out, release the arms, hands come together behind you. Breathe in, lift the arms, arch the back, look up. Twist to the right and breathe out over your right knee. Breathe in, coming back up. Twist to the left and breathe out over the left knee. Breathe in, coming up, back to the centre, arch your back. And breathe out, releasing the arms and roll your shoulders. Take a few deep breaths here. And go also the other direction. And then straighten your legs in front of you. Place your hands by your hips just to keep you stable. Straight back, open the shoulders. Breathe in, bring your toes towards you, so flex your feet. Breathe out, point your toes away. Breathe in, toes come towards you. Breathe out, toes point away. Keep going with that with your own breathing. So the movement is timed with your breathing. Long inhale and exhale, long movements. And then bringing your feet back into a flexed position. And have your left hand on the ground a little bit further away from your hip. And you might be able to come down onto your forearm if your sitting bones stay on the ground. If your hip or your bum comes up from the ground, stay up on the hands, otherwise come onto the forearm. Open your chest, breathe in, right arm comes up, and breathe out, stretch over to the left, and you feel a stretch in your whole right side here, but keep your chest nice and open, look up to the ceiling. Stay here for a couple of breaths, keeping your feet flexed, your legs nice and active. Breathe in, coming back up, and breathe out, bringing your hands back by your hips. And now the other side, so either with your hand on the ground or your forearm, make sure your sitting bones stay on the ground. Breathe in, left arm comes up, and breathe out, stretch to the right, looking up at the ceiling, shoulders open. Take a few deep breaths here, keep your feet and your legs active. And breathe in, coming back up, and breathe out. Hands by your hips. And then bend your legs and come to sit on your heels. I'm going to turn to face you because it's a little bit easier for this flow, a nice soft flow. So once you're sitting on your heels comfortably, we're not going to stay here long. Breathe in, come up onto the knees, arms come up above your head. Breathe out, bringing your hands onto your hips and stretch your left leg out to the side. And you want to be resting on the inside of your foot. Breathe in here, arms come up to shoulder height. Breathe out, bringing that left hand onto your left leg, right hand up to the ceiling. Breathe in, coming back up to shoulder height. Breathe out, right hand comes onto the floor, left hand up to the ceiling. Breathe in, coming back up. And breathe out, bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Breathe in, arch the back, look up. Breathe out, rounding the back, chin to chest. Breathe in, arch the back, look up. Breathe out, round the back, chin to chest. One more time, breathe in, look up. Breathe out, round the back. Breathe in, look up, and now lift that left leg if you can, and swing it around behind you. Take a few breaths here, keeping that leg just at hip height behind you. If you want to, you can bend that left leg, come up off your right hand, try to take your foot with your hand, arch your back and look forward. So coming into a balance. Then letting the foot go and coming to an all four position, so knees are on the ground, and sit yourself back to sit on the heels. Rest your hands on your thighs and just take a breath here. And breathe in, coming up onto the knees, arms above your head. Breathe out, hands come onto your hips and stretch your right leg out to the right. Rest on the inside of that foot. Breathe in, arms come up to shoulder height. Breathe out, right hand on the right leg, left hand up to the ceiling. Breathe in, back to shoulder height. Breathe out, left hand on the floor, right hand up to the ceiling. Breathe in, coming back up. Breathe out, hands on the floor in front of you. Breathe in, arch the back, look up. Breathe out, round the back, chin to chest. One more time, or two more times. Breathe in, look up. Breathe out, round the back. Breathe in, look up. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, look up, and now lift that right leg from the ground and swing it behind you, keeping the foot raised off the ground. Take a couple of breaths here, and if you want to come into the balance, you can bend that right leg, come up off the left hand, take the foot with your hand, arch your back and look forward. And releasing the leg, coming back onto all fours, so both knees on the ground, and sit yourself down on your heels. Take a few breaths here. And then coming back up onto the knees one more time. And start to bring your right hand up and over, a bit like you're swimming. So right arm, then the left arm. Just opening the shoulders up. And then bring that right hand onto your lower back, left hand up to the ceiling. And think about your hips staying forward as you start to bend your lower back. And then if it feels okay, bring the left hand onto your back as well. And bend the back deeper, hips forward. Coming back up. Right arm, left arm. So swinging the arms now in the other direction. And slowly lower yourself to sit on the heels again. Let the back relax, and then we'll do that one more time. This time we'll start with the left arm. So coming up onto the knees, and start that swimming motion backwards with your arms, left, right, opening the shoulders. And then when you feel ready, you can bring that left hand onto your lower back, right hand up to the ceiling, start to arch your back, think about your hips staying forward. And then if you feel okay, bring the right hand as well and see if you can go deeper. And you can look forward with your head or up let your neck relax, see what feels better for your neck. And coming up, swing the hands forward. Staying upright, back straight. And then slowly coming down to your heels. Let your back relax. And then coming on to hands and knees. Just gently move your body. Bend your elbows. Move your back, your shoulders, your head, your neck. Do whatever you feel you need to do for your body. Bit of free movement. And then step your right foot between your hands and then your left foot as well, but stay with your torso and your head hanging over. And as you inhale, slowly stand up. And now we'll come into a balance, which also has a back bend in it. So stand by a wall if you need to hold the wall to balance. Find something to look at on the wall or on the floor, so fix your gaze, that's really important. And I'll give different options as well. So spreading your toes, making sure your feet are flat on the ground, that you feel grounded and strong. And when you've found what to fix your gaze on and you feel ready, you can lift your right foot from the floor and take your foot with your right hand. You can stay here if this is enough, or you can start to arch the back. Otherwise, if you want to go further, you can lift the left arm up in front of you and start to lift that right knee up behind you. And push that right foot into your hand. So you're pushing that foot away from you. See if you can keep the knee high, bending the lower back, and then coming back, releasing the foot, and walk a little bit on the spot. And we'll do the other side. So fixing your gaze, feeling grounded on the spot. And then lifting the left foot from the ground. Take your left foot with your left hand. I should have said before to see which position feels better for your hand. So for me, I always put my hand on the inside of my foot, but for some people it feels better on the outside. So see what feels better for your shoulder. Relax here. And then when you feel ready, raise that right arm and start to raise the left knee behind you. Pushing the foot into the hand, arching your back, grounding down into that right foot, then slowly coming back, releasing the foot, and walk a little bit on the spot. And now we'll come down to the mat, and it's time for the yin poses, which we hold for a little bit longer. So come to the front of your mat, breathe in, open your arms up wide, up to the ceiling. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, lift your hand, look up, lift your head, look up. And breathe out, step yourself back to a plank position. Lower your knees, and then lower your chest down to the mat. And now, bring your elbows by your chest. So your elbows are under your shoulders. Your hands are further in front. So your hands are not here, your shoulders are right by your chest. And then turn your right hand so that you can rest on that right arm. Bending the left leg and take the left hand back and push that foot down as if you want the foot to come to the mat by your hip. It won't, but in that direction, so not over the bum, but a little bit more to the side. And look forward, so I'm twisting because I'm talking to you. Try not to twist, but look forward. Keep your shoulders open. Relax that right leg on the ground. And see if you can push any more onto that left foot. And again, see what feels better for your shoulder. With your hand position, maybe that's more comfy. Just play around with it, see how you can comfortably stay here for a minute or so. And at home with any of these yin poses, you can stay for 2 or 3 minutes if you want to. You can pause the video and stay a little bit longer. Normally in my yin yang classes we do stay for a few minutes in each pose, but it would make a very long video, so we'll only stay for a minute or so. And keep connected with your breathing. Nice deep breathing. And think about where your mind is in these poses. Try to stay in the here and now. And you can release that foot. Bring your hands back around into Sphinx pose. Rest here for a second. And then twist your left arm in front of you so that you can rest on that arm, feel comfy. And then bend the right leg, bring your right hand back, and start to pull that foot towards you, but you want it to go to the side of your right hip. So not over your bum, but more to the side. Feel a really nice stretch in the thigh, the front of the thigh. Keeping your back arch, looking forward, so not twisting the back. Pushing down into that left arm to keep your chest raised. Keep your shoulders open. If it feels too much for you to be up like this, you can always bring your chest down, rest your head on your arm or on the mat, and keep that action pulling your leg towards you. So if that back bend feels too much, don't stay in it, just come down a bit. Otherwise, stay up if you can. And then releasing that foot. And bring your chest and your head onto the mat. So rest your forehead on the mat. Then bend both legs. You can keep your forehead on the mat. Take both hands back onto your feet. And now do that same action, but with both legs at the same time. So pulling down on those feet. And you can keep your head resting on the mat if you want to, or you can look up. And again, play around with what feels best for your shoulders, to press down on those feet. If you want the back bend, you can try to push down and arch your back, or if you want to rest more in this pose, drop your head down. Always options. You can stay here if you're comfortable, or if you want to do a different version of the pose, then you can take the sides of your feet, again, either inside or outside. See what feels better for your shoulders. And then push your feet into your hands, lift your knees, and push your feet away, and it pulls your torso up from the ground. Look forward. This is a little bit more difficult to hold We don't hold this for a long time, but after a few deep breaths here, you can roll yourself back down slowly. Stretch your legs out and bring both of your arms under your head to bend your elbows and just rest your forehead on your forearms. Relax your back, relax your legs. And you can rest here for as long as you like. If you feel like you need to relax your back for a bit longer, then stay here for longer. Keep breathing deeply. Otherwise, if you feel ready, you can bring your hands by your chest and push yourself slowly up and come to sit on your heels. Keeping the back nice and straight, so we don't want to be constantly bending the back. We take time in between the poses to also reset the back. And we'll do some counter poses as well, taking the back in the opposite direction. So now slowly bringing your hands down to the mat, and you can stretch your arms in front of you and bring your head to rest on the floor in child pose. If you need to relax your shoulders, you can bring the arms by your legs on the ground. So we're now taking the spine in a different direction after the back bend. Slightly rounded and a really nice resting position. When you're ready, bringing the arms back in front of you, pushing into your hands, lift the head and come back up into hero pose, sitting on your heels. And come into the middle of your mat if you're at one end. And bring your hands behind you. This might be enough for you here. Open the chest, bend or arch your back. And you can stay here for a moment, or if you want to try to go deeper, you can come down onto your forearms on the ground. Your knees must stay down. If your knees start lifting up like this, then you need to come up. If this feels okay and you want to try going deeper, then you can just shift your bum between your feet, keep those knees down, and see if you can bring your back or your shoulders onto the ground and just rest your arms by your side. Again, notice your knees. Your knees should be staying down. You don't want to stress the knees. If your knees hurt or they're lifting up, come back up. So choose your position. There's various options. We'll take a few breaths in whatever option you've chosen. So you can be here, or on the forearms, or just on the hands. So you can take it as deep as you want to. And you can always feel free to change. Maybe after a little bit of time you want to come up, or after a bit of time you might feel like you can go deeper into the pose. So listen to your body and adapt as you need to. So I'm slowly starting to come back up now. And then we'll come back up from whatever position you're in, coming back to hero, sitting on the heels, straightening the back. And then turn your feet to the side and come to lie on your back with your feet on the mat, close to your bum, but hip width apart. So you've got some space between your knees. And see if you can take your heels with your fingers, or touch your heels with your fingers. That's roughly where you want your feet to be. And pressing down into the mat with your hands and with your feet. Breathe in and lift your tailbone or your bum from the ground, and then bit by bit bringing your back and your hips from the ground, and then breathe out, coming down first with your spine, then your hips back down to the ground. Breathe in, lifting the hips and the tailbone first, and then the spine bit by bit, hips up to the ceiling. And breathe out, coming down. Keep going with this exercise. It's a really soft movement. And the movement's with your breathing. One more time. And we'll do one more back bend before we do some counter poses and relaxation. So breathing in, again, coming up with your hips towards the ceiling. And then you've got some options here to stay in the back bend. Tuck your shoulders under, so really bring those shoulders under. Bring your hips up. You can bring the hands onto your lower back like this and rest on your elbows. That's an option, and it's easier to stay like that. Or if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, really tuck those shoulders under and push yourself up, hips towards the ceiling. There's no pressure in your neck's nice and relaxed. The weight is in your shoulders and your arms, so pushing those arms against the ground. Take a few deep breaths here. And then releasing your hands and gently bringing your back and your hips down to the ground. And just take a breath here. Let your back lie flat on the mat. And when you feel ready, no rush, just bring your knees gently towards your chest and bring your hands onto your knees, but don't pull your knees towards you too hard. So really soft. When you feel ready, you can put a little bit of pressure on those knees, bringing those knees tightly towards your chest, and roll left and right. So winding down, taking the back in the opposite direction. And doing a few nice counter poses before relaxation. So bring your hands onto your knees and start making some big circles, as if you're drawing a circle on the ceiling with your knees. It's a nice massage on your lower back. And go also in the other direction, so make circles the other way. And then bring your toes, your big toes together. One hand on each knee. And open your knees wide, but keep your feet together. And make circles with both knees. So it's almost like a figure of 8 that you're drawing. Really nice for the hips as well. So opening and closing the knees. Opening and closing. And go also also the other direction. And then one more time, bringing the knees tightly to your chest, and you can bring the head up as well if you want to, up to your knees, a really nice hug, sending that spine in the other direction after all the back bends. And then rolling yourself back down and getting ready for a few minutes relaxation. So you might want to straighten your legs out on your mat, or keep your feet wide on the mat and let your knees fall together. That could be nicer for the lower back. And you might want to put a jumper on or grab a blanket, put some relaxing music on. Do whatever you need to do. You can rest your hands on the ground or on your belly and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sigh the breath out. Feel your shoulders melt into the mat. Take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feel your head and your neck relax. One more time. Feel your back relax on the mat. And let your breathing return to normal, not breathing too deeply now. Back to your normal rhythm. Just pay attention to how your body's feeling after the lesson. Making sure you feel comfortable in this position, otherwise changing to make yourself comfy. And if you feel you have any tension in the body, just try to focus on that area and use your breathing to send energy there. And try to relax more in that area. Feeling your whole body resting. Paying attention to where your thoughts are. That's why it can be helpful to have some nice relaxing music on during relaxation. And you can always focus your mind on what you can hear. So use your senses. What can you hear? What can you smell? Maybe you're burning candles or incense. What do you feel? Feeling your body, feeling your mind. But in the present moment, so not thinking about what you need to do later. Just let yourself have a bit of time here. You can take longer here if you want to. Start to gently move your fingers and your toes, coming back to your body. And then bring your knees to your chest one more time, hands on your knees. Keep your eyes closed for now. You can rock a little bit left and right one more time. And then rolling onto one side on the ground. Slowly waking the body up. And then pushing yourself up to come and sit on the mat. Sitting with crossed legs if it's comfy. Back straight and roll the shoulders a little bit just to wake the shoulders up. Maybe moving left and right with your spine, just some gentle movements for the back. So we've done a lot of arching and rounding the back, so now moving a bit side to side can feel nice. And then breathe in, open your arms up wide, all the way up above your head, bring your hands together. And breathe out, bring your hands down to your chest and fold forward. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you again next time. Bye.